G'day Year 12. We're back with our next maths video looking at annuity tables and calculating future values from them. Okay, so we've got our table here, and now we've got a question that says George, so old mate George wants to make regular annual payments into an annuity that pays an interest rate of 8% per annum. How much will each annual contribution need to be if George wants to have $10,000 after 7 years? So the first thing we notice in this question, which is different to our last video, is that now we're trying to find out what the annual contribution is, and we're given the future value. Whereas before, we were trying to find the future value given the annual contribution. So we're going to use that same formula that we used last lesson, which is future value equals A times X. X is your interest factor that you find from your table, except in this case, we don't know what A is, but we do know what the future value is. So we're going to put 10,000 on that side of the equation. We're going to leave A there, and then we can find X using our table. So we notice that it's 8% per annum, and we're talking about annual payments and annual contributions. So we don't need to convert anything because they're in the same time frame. So we look, and it's going to be 7 years at 8%. So here's our 7, here's 8%, and we can find our value here on the table. So we've got 8.9228 as our value for X. So 8.9228 is our value for X. Now, if we want to find A, we need to rearrange this equation, divide both sides by 8.9228. So it becomes 10,000 divided by 8.9228 equals our annual contribution that we're going to have to make. Okay, so we can put that into our calculator now. 10,000 divided by 8.9228, and we get our annual contribution. So A is going to be $1,120.72, and that will get us to our desired amount, $10,000 after 7 years. Okay, so that is our first example here. We just need to rearrange the equation a bit this time. Let's look at our next example. Ingrid this time wants to have $5,000 in 3 years' time. She invests in an annuity that pays 10% per annum, compounding quarterly. How much does she need to deposit at the end of each quarter to achieve this result? So the difference between this question is that we're given a per annum interest rate, but it compounds quarterly, and we're doing our regular contributions quarterly. So we need to convert our 10% into a quarterly interest rate. So 10 divided by 4, because there are 4 quarters in a year, gives us 2.5% per quarter. So that's our interest rate now. We've got a new interest rate, and the number of periods, N, is going to be 3 years times 4, because you've got 4 quarters in a year. So your number of periods is going to be 12 in this instance. So now we've made that conversion, we can just use our equation again, A times X, and put in our values. So the future value we want is 5,000. Don't know what A is, and X we can use from the table. So we're going to have to use 25% and 12 periods. 2.5% and 12 gives us this value here, 13.7956. So it's going to be 13.7956. Did I get that right? Yep. Okay, so we rearrange it. 5,000 over 13.7956 equals our annual contribution, which is going to be 5,000 over 13.7956. And that gives us our result. So A equals $362.43. That is the contribution that you have to make at the end of each quarter. Okay, so I hope you good luck with the rest of the questions, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.